Hello and welcome to the third video of the animal communication video series. On this video, I'm going to guide you through three little exercises that will help you get in the state of energy and state of focus and awareness that is best for you to receive information. So this video is going to be about preparing you to listen to the animals. Broadcasting, you're always doing that and they're always listening. So it's the other way around that we need to practice a little bit more. So we're going to do that on this video. But before we start, let me introduce myself. So hi, I'm Isabel Martins from healthandnaturallife.com, and I'm an energy healer and an animal communicator. And this video series, the animal communication video series that I'm creating, is to help you be more in tune and more aware of all the consciousness, all the intelligence, all the life that's going on in the life around you that you never get to experience because we get trained out of understanding other species when we are very little. This is something that we were born with. We understand everyone around us of all species energetically, but we kind of get trained out of it mainly by focusing on verbal communication. This video is going to give you a few prep tools so that you can come back over time. The more you practice this, the better you get at it. You're going to get back to that inner awareness of communication in energetic terms. So we are very used in our society to live up here. We live in our minds. We're always thinking all the time, for good and bad, and we never almost stop to smell the roses. And all the communication, all the confusion, all the information that goes on in here through our minds is very fleeting, and it's not solid, it's not concrete, it's not even necessarily based on anything real. It might just be opinions, it might be judgments, anything that crosses your mind that you think you're receiving from someone might be a misinterpretation because it's coming through your filters. The only way that we can be aware of communication from people even and from animals and other life forms, of course, the way we can be aware of that communication and know it's real, is by focusing on our body. Our body is always present in the here and now and is always reading all the information around you. So your body is already connected to everything. Your body is already receiving all the information. The more that you get your focus and awareness from up here to down here, the more you'll be able to pick up and correctly translate all the messages, all the meanings that are being sent your way by animals, by plants, even by objects, and of course by people. So to get you started, we're going to do three little exercises, and these may actually be exercises that you're already aware of. So this might just be a reminder for you and maybe a new way of putting them to work for you to be present in your body and listening to your body and to the information that comes through. So the first exercise is going to be centering your energy around you, because many times we have our aura, our energy system around us kind of to a side or front or back, so we're not centered in our own energy field, so we can feel off, and when you're not centered, it's going to be hard to actually receive and correctly translate the information that you're receiving. So that's the first exercise. We're going to center yourself or your energy back around you. Then we're going to pull your energy down from your head into your body. So this will act as a sort of grounding, but it's an easier way to ground, in my opinion, of course. And then I'm going to guide you through a small exercise that is going to help you focus on your body, on your senses, and come back even more so to the here and now, because that's the prime state for you to be aware of everything around you and receive the information and perceive and translate what is being sent your way. So I hope this made sense, and let's just get started and you'll see how you feel by the end of it. So first exercise, I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes and just imagine that you have a ball of energy around you that's bigger than your body. So if you were to stretch your arms to the side, your energy ball is going to encompass all of that space, you in the center. And just imagine that ball, move it a little bit forward, a little bit backwards, a little to the right, a little to the left. Bounce it a little bit up and down, and just allow it to be centered now. You are at the center of that sphere of energy, of your energy. If you want, you can play a little bit more with this later on. This is just a description of the exercise, and for you to have an embodied feeling of what it feels like to have your aura kind of moving around left, right, up, down, and then the sensations that you feel when you are centered in your aura, when you center it around you. Okay, so that's the first exercise. The second exercise, I'm just going to ask you to focus on the soles of your feet. You're going to bring your energy down from your head into your body. And you don't need to even think about this. Just put your attention on the soles of your feet. What do you feel on the soles of your feet? You might feel tingling. You might feel a cold sensation, prickles, heat, pressure. If you focus on the soles of your feet, you are putting your awareness, your attention in, well, the farther extremity from your head. So you're bringing your energy down into your body. And just by focusing on your feet, you're also grounding yourself. So that was exercise number 2, quick one. Now for exercise number 3, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes, please, and just choose an object, any object, or a spot around you. Something that's not electronic in nature, because that has a lot of energy and it's not necessarily the best place to focus. So an object around you, just choose it and focus your eyes there. Look at it. We're going to start waking up your senses, and I'm going to ask you to be aware of all of them one by one, adding one by one. Be aware of all of them simultaneously. So first is sight. Choose that object and just look at it. Look at its color, its shape. You can even imagine its texture. But just look at it. I'm going to ask you also to keep your eyes as still as possible in terms of movement. So don't shift around a lot. If you have to move your eyes, just move them in just a small little area of that object. You can blink, of course, don't force your eyes, but just keep your eyes focused on one spot of that object that you chose. Because when we look around a lot, it's our mind that's already grabbing our attention, and we kind of phase out. We don't even see the object that we're focusing on. And if you feel that while you're looking at the object, if you feel yourself glazing, just refocus and just really see the object that you're focusing on. Okay, so that was 15 seconds at least. So now listen to the sounds around you while you're looking at the object. So you're going to add one more information from one more of your senses. And now notice if you can smell something while at the same time paying attention to what you're hearing and what you're seeing. Now add something else. Just notice the taste that you have in your mouth, while at the same time focusing on what you're seeing, listening to the sounds around you, and if you can, even maintaining that sense of smell if you have any strong smell around you. And now bring also an awareness to your body, to how you are feeling. You can focus, if you want, on the place where you're sitting, or on your arms, or really put your attention also on your body and see how you're feeling. Sense how you're feeling, notice it. While at the same time, of course, maintaining your awareness on what you're seeing and on what you're hearing. And you can relax now. So that's a small exercise, and it might not be easy at all in the beginning when you're starting to do it. But the more that you practice it, the more you are able to be aware of the present moment around you through all of your senses. And when you get that presence and that awareness of everything around you, that's when you can just fly high with communication and even with psychic work, because it's all the same type of connection and energy. This exercise, if you want, I have an article on my site that kind of describes it, so I'll link it in the description box below, but it's just this simple. So for about 15 seconds to 20 seconds, you focus on one sense first, then you add another sense while still maintaining the focus on the first one. Then another 15-20 seconds later, you add another one, 15-20 seconds later, another one, until you have all 5 senses and you are aware of them. So you necessarily have to be present in your body and aware of the information that you are receiving from all of those senses. And that's your prep work for animal communication, psychic work, pretty much anything that is natural for us to be aware of on this planet. It's something that, like I said in the beginning, we kind of get trained out of it because we learn to live in our heads and our communication is very much verbal. But these exercises, and especially this last one, will get you to be focused on right here, right now, on your body, and perceive and be aware of all the information that's coming at you with all the richness that brings, and all the surprises probably that you will have from guidance, from animals, from even spirits, if that's something that you want to open up to. This exercise and these exercises before also will help you be in the receiving state for that information, for you to actually receive. You're always receiving, but to translate and perceive that information correctly. So I hope this was helpful for you. This is the video to prepare you to actually listen to animals, to their communication, and on the next video I'll give you actually the directions to connect to the animal and, well, communicate with them and receive their communications, their answers back. So I hope you enjoy this, and again, if you like animal communication, if you want to spread the word that yes, all life around us is sentient and we have to change the way that we relate to it, because as is we're just using a very narrow bandwidth of all the magnificence of life and connections that we can have. Animal communication will help broaden that spectrum a lot for you and for everyone else who wants to try it. And what I meant by this was, feel free to share it with everyone that you want to. Send you much love.